Tower of Fantasy is a disgrace, and I would argue even worse than Diablo Immortal. It sickens me to see it on that list. What an abomination. It deserves to wither and die, not get more publicity. Oh my god. This guy, he had bad luck with his polls, evidently. So, voting for the Game Awards 2022 is currently underway. Apparently, the Game Awards is actually a thing. This is news to me. I didn't know we cared enough to label which games are... But actually, you know what? Now that I think about it, each game's respective communities probably have this weird notion that their game is better than every other game in each respective category. So yeah, you know what? It makes sense. But the reason we're talking about this today is because while there are plenty of subcategories, there is one in specific, one that has ignited the flames, the fury of tens of hundreds of thousands of shut-in neckbeard. Okay, you know what? Maybe I shouldn't categorize all of the players like that. Fans, very adamant fans of well, two very different games, and that is the category concerning the best mobile game of 2022. Before we jump into this video though, I do want to thank all of our incredible patrons over on Patreon. You guys do not need to support Mrs. Stix and I, but you still choose to, and trust me, it is appreciated beyond anything I can convey verbally. You guys are incredible, and admittedly, if you have a moment, follow Mrs. Stix and I over on Twitter. We'd really appreciate that. The contestants are Apex Legends Mobile. Honestly, never played it. Not a fan of Battle Royale games. Diablo Immortal. Honestly, you know what? There's no way that this wins. This game is one of the worst games of 2022. I feel like these people were paid to put this game on their list. Third, Genshin Impact, because naturally, the Genshin Impact community is probably the largest mobile community on the internet. Fourth, Marvel Snap. That is a game that I think just launched within like the last month or so. And finally, this is where the intense rivalry, where the drama, where all of the angst and anger comes into play. Tower of Fantasy was nominated as one of the best mobile games of 2022, and people online, well, they just can't believe it. Now, if we're going solely off of the size of each respective games community, then I can understand why Genshin Impact is listed here. Diablo Immortal still averages millions of players every single day. Apex Legends is a phenomenal success worldwide. Marvel Snap, admittedly, I think just launched. But Tower of Fantasy is not only a new game, but it's also a game that has had a drastic decline in terms of popularity. It's interesting to me that they managed to not only get nominated, but that people care so strongly about this that there have been countless threads made on Reddit. There have been posts across all of social media saying Tower of Fantasy sucks. There's no way it's gonna beat Genshin Impact. But like, what if it did? And I feel like that is where this thread comes into play. This is a very interesting read. It has 245 comments thus far, 478 upvotes over on Reddit. How the hell did Diablo Immortal get in this list? Money, probably. Wait, hold on. Did they actually? Oh yeah. Genshin Impact from Hoyo Vis. Very professional. Wow, did nobody actually spell check the developers and the publishers of each respective video game? Hoyo Vis. Yeah, this is, oh god, wait. Oh no, this is gonna be a repeat of
And the game award goes to Genshin Impact.
Of last year with Genshin Impact, right?
Genshin.
When the lady got up on stage, oh, was that the Game Awards? Where she was like, and the winner of the best mobile game of 2021, Genshin Impact.
Genshin Impact.
Oh man, Oh no. So the the person's gonna get up there. The winner of Best Mobile Game 2022, Genshin Impact from Hoyo Vessi. Oh, they're never gonna recover from this. Oh my god.
Genshin.
I can see this be basically Apex versus Genshin, but I've heard good things about Snap. Now, for the next question, if Genshin wins, will it be called Genshin or Genshin? Yeah, they're admittedly never ever going to live that down. WTF is Diablo and Tower of Fantasy doing there? Tower of Fantasy is a disgrace, and I would argue even worse than Diablo Immortal. It sickens me to see it on that list. What an abomination. It deserves to wither and die, not get more publicity. Oh my god. This guy, he had bad luck with his polls, evidently. Imagine if Tower of Fantasy won. Devs and Tower of Fantasy stands would bust a nut so hard to finally beating Genshin. I would love to see the chaos and the memes that this would cause. You know what? It's really not gonna matter. Like, in the grand scheme of things, each community is going to defend their game because each community is filled with blind, disillusioned, ardent defenders. And there's honestly nothing wrong with that because there's nothing wrong with loving the game that you play, but there will never be a point in either community's mind where they accept the notion that there is a possibility the other game might be better or contain better aspects than the game that they are playing. And admittedly, I do think, regardless of the games that are on display here,
Genshin.
Really the only one that is going to be able to compete with Genshin is maybe Marvel's Snap, and that's given the fact that it's a Marvel game, but at the end of the day, I still feel Genshin Impact is probably gonna win 2 years in a row. Although I am curious, what are the, whoops. Uh-oh. There. Oh, no, okay. Well, we broke it, you know, briefly. But what I'm curious of is what games actually managed to get Game of the Year? A Plague Tale Requiem, Elden Ring, understandable. God of War Ragnarok, understandable. Horizon Forbidden West, understandable. Stray, I actually never played Stray. And Xenoblade 3, which is arguably one of the best games that I played this year. And well, I think that Xenoblade Chronicles 3 definitely deserves to win. You know, it's gonna go to either God of War Ragnarok or Elden Ring, right? There's really no question about that. Let's see, there's also Best Ongoing Game, Best Action Game, Action Adventure Game, Role-Playing Game, Best Multiplayer Game. I feel like that is going to appeal to a lot of us. And finally, the most anticipated game, I guess that's of 2023. So the Best Ongoing Games: Apex Legends, Destiny 2, Final Fantasy 14. Oh, another one for Genshin Impact. Oh, at least this time they have Hoyoverse listed. Best Ongoing Game, I'm gonna be honest, is gonna be a toss-up between Final Fantasy 14 and Genshin Impact easily. Best Action Game, Bayonetta 3, Neon White, Call of Duty, Sifu, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Shredder's Revenge. That's a game. Okay, well, you know what? I'd feel like probably Bayonetta 3, but I've never heard of Neon White, but apparently that's a game. Best Action Adventure Game. Pretty much same games that were present in the Best Game of the Year. Best Role-Playing, kind of similar games all around. Best Multiplayer. Multiverses, Call of Duty Modern Warfare, Overwatch 2, there's no way. There's no way with all of the hate, all the anger that Overwatch 2 has gotten that they managed to win Best Multiplayer Game. There is no way. I can't see it happening. And the most anticipated games, Final Fantasy 16, that is definitely understandable. I'm very strongly anticipating that myself. Hogwarts Legacy, that's something that Mrs. Stix is looking forward to. Resident Evil 4, yeah. Starfield, I actually don't know what that is. And Breath of the Wild 2, yeah. Okay, these are good, but you know what? At the same time, I don't see any mobile or gacha games listed. I don't see Arknight's Enfield. I don't see Wuthering Waves. Like, do people care more about Starfield or Hogwarts Legacy more than they care about Wuthering Waves, which literally has like millions of fans? Maybe they just, the Game Awards only pull from a small pool of video games. I'm not sure. Either way, there are a lot of upset people. There are a lot of upset Tower of Fantasy players. There are a lot of upset Genshin players, and then there are the Diablo players that believe that their game is going to somehow manage to pull out ahead of all of their competition, Apex Mobile and Genshin Impact, and somehow nab a win. I am curious though, what do you guys think? Which is the gacha game that you think is gonna come out on top as the top mobile game of 2022? I'd love to hear your guys' your opinions, what your thoughts are, what you believe is the best mobile game of 2022. If you're not interested in the Game Awards though, that is perfectly fine. No problem. I got 2 different videos on screen right now that are totally going to appeal to you. One featuring a game that I think was arguably one of the best games that I've played this year. This is a game you need to take a look at if you have not already played it. The other is a list of gacha games that are confirmed to be coming out this month. These are gacha games that you need to be aware are coming out so you can play them. Go watch the 2 videos.